Kevin, it's been a couple of years since I talked to you about the show. Are you surprised at all about the amount of success you guys have had with The Following?
Yeah, you never know. This is a really tough time to be on television because the bar is set so high. There's so many great shows and there's so many platforms where you can go and consume television that, to get one season was a thrill and a second. So we were absolutely thrilled that we came back and were able to explore season 3. And I think it's really an exciting one. And we seem to be very, very proud of what the work we did this year.
I've got my own theory on why shows like yours, I think some of the other Fox shows like Empire and also Gotham, about why they're doing so well. Why do you think these shows that kind of look movie format are doing so well right now? Is there a rhyme or reason, you think?
It's hard to say. If you could really predict what it is that people really want, then every show would be a hit. I would love to be able to do that, but what I really want to do is just go in and make every scene and every moment that I have the best that I possibly can. And I think all of us involved with the show are trying to do that. Sometimes we fail, but for the most part, I think we're doing a pretty good job.
Well, the show is fantastic. Now, if people haven't seen the first couple of seasons, how do they get up to speed so they know where you guys are in the storyline here?
Well, I think that this season is one where you could kind of jump in. The one thing that you should know is that there was a serial killer who was had a cult of serial killers that I've been hunting for the first 2 seasons. But now, at the end of season 3, I put him on death row, and I have pushed him out of my life. I now have a new relationship, and I'm at a happier place back working for the FBI. And there's threats that are hitting New York City, and we have to figure out whether or not this big bad serial killer, Joe Carroll, who is incarcerated and completely without any kind of connection to the outside world, has anything to do with this new round of killings.
All right, well, that got us up to speed. What I know you can't say which one you like best, but I've talked to a lot of movie stars who say they didn't want to do TV anymore because of the grind, and then TV stars who didn't want to do movies because they wanted to connect with the people. Is there one part of this that you enjoy more than others, as opposed to maybe big screen acting?
Well, the one thing that I would say is that I really, you mentioned the grind. That to me, it's kind of the opposite, because waiting around is the grind for me. Actually acting, actually playing scenes, actually, running and jumping and gunning and, screaming and yelling and, having dialogue. To me, that's what's fun. That's what keeps you happening, and that's what keeps you alive. And that's what television really offers you. I go to work, and we work, a minimum of 12 hours, usually 14 hours, and a really, really big chunk of that day is spent being Ryan Hardy, and that's something that is really, really exciting, and that's one of the things I really love about being on a show.
I know you get asked this all the time, but I haven't asked you, so I'm curious. Are you able to enjoy your success, or are you just so busy that you just go from one project to the next with the band, with the movies, with TV and everything else you're in?
Well, yeah, I enjoy it, but I'm not one of those people that feels that everything you work for is so that you can sit on a beach. I just don't know that's just not who I am, at least not at this point in my life. Maybe it will be. Maybe I'll get to that point in my life where I say, honey, let's just put our feet up. What keeps me alive is having my suitcase packed, both physically, but also psychologically. The idea of finishing The Following and going and being someone other than the character that I play on The Following is really interesting to me. In the last hiatus we had, I did 3 films and had a tour with the band. To explore music is a completely different, part of the creative process. So I like to be busy. I get tired too, but who doesn't? I like to work for a living.
Oh, I don't know, that beach sounds pretty good today, Kevin. Hey, thanks so much. We're big fans down here in Orlando. We hope to talk to you soon.
Thanks for having me.